Hello everybody, this is Schuzrum Fox coming at you with two matches here in the buffed Schuzrum Dias. These are both going to be 600 cost or rated matches on military base here, and the Schuzrum Dias is another suit that was buffed as part of the May 2025 unit adjustments we had recently, and I really wanted to cover this one because the Schuzrum Dias is a suit that I really like, but is one that I really don't get out too often, and is also one that, is just not the best support that you could pick prior to this, and yeah, I really wanted to cover this one, try to get some good matches with it, and even though both of these matches are at 600, I will also talk about it a little bit at 650 since I did play it at that cost as well. But yeah, so 600 and 650 are going to be the two costs that I'm primarily focusing on here, and real quick, we're going to get a really quick kill on that Delta Gundam there, but yeah, we'll move on with the unit adjustments here, and the Schuzrum Dias is a support type mobile suit. It starts out at 550 at level 1 and goes up to 700 at level 4. So, yeah, again, mainly going to be talking about the level 2 and 3 versions for 600 and 650, but yeah, we'll get into it here, starting off with the mobile suit specs. And for the specs here, the unit HP was enhanced from 19,000 to 21,000, with upper levels also enhanced. For your part slots, your close range slots will increase from 11 to 12, your mid-range parts will increase from 17 to 18, and your long-range parts will increase from 12 to 13, and this also applies to the upper levels as well. Unit skill, resist move level 1 has been given, and for the level 4 version of the Schuzrum, resist move level 2 has been given, and that's pretty much the support version of the dodge roll, where you don't get iframes, but you do get reduced damage when you are doing the dodge, and also helps you prevent getting knocked over and whatnot, so it does have its uses. You have unit skill, Force Injector level 1 has been adjusted to level 2, and for the level 4 Schuzrum, Force Injector level 2 was adjusted to level 3. For the level 1 through 3 version of this suit, Damage Control level 1 has been given, and for the level 4 version, Damage Control level 1 has been adjusted to level 2, and then Reduce Initial Effort when switching direction of movement. So, pretty long list for the specs there, so that's going to take us to our sub-weapons here. And for the sub-weapon buffs, we do have two new sub-weapons, replacing some old ones, and an entirely new sub-weapon for this suit. And starting off with the sub-weapon, Beam Pistol times 2. This has been replaced with the NZ-type Beam Pistol times 2, which is a newly added sub-weapon, which improves from the original specs of the Beam Pistol times 2 by increasing the power from 450 to 500. Projectile speed has been increased, and stagger accumulation value has been enhanced. And similarly to this, we have the double binder beam cannon, which has been replaced by the new sub-weapon, the B beam cannon times 2 NZ type. And what this improved over the original model is that the power was increased from 1,200 to 1,500. Heat rate was reduced from 90% to 85%. Overheat was shortened from 25 seconds to 15 seconds. Stagger accumulation value has been enhanced. Weapon switching time has been shortened, and rigidity time after using the weapon is shortened. And then finally, we have a new sub-weapon, the Knuckles Dummy Balloon NZ type. And this is pretty simple dummy balloon. The regular Rick Dias also got its own version of this, and this is like the dummy balloon that the Super Gundam had. And pretty much what that does is that when you fire it, the balloon will slowly float forward from where you aimed it, and while you get temporary stealth, the balloon will pretend to be you on enemy radar, so it does have its uses, and if it does hit a target, it can also cause damage, and I think also get a stun as well. Really been a while since I've used the dummy balloon on anything, but I do think it is capable of getting stuns, and again, really just doing a little bit of damage as well, so again, very nifty thing to have, especially for this suit if you maybe want to use it to trick an enemy to where you are, or you're trying to make an escape, and you want somebody to think you're going a different direction, so got a few things you can do with this, but, yeah, that's everything we have here for the unit adjustments, and again, some changes to the specs, and basically 3 new weapons for this suit, and yeah, it's been really good for the Schuzrum Dias, actually. At least from the matches I got at 600. 600, I've gotten the best performance for this suit, and for this first match I'm showing off right here, you'll especially see what I mean at the end results with really how good the Schuzrum Dias can perform now. Prior to this, yeah, I feel like the Schuzrum Dias was a suit that, again, even though it's one that I really liked, really just one that really just kind of struggled. So there was always just better options over the Schuzrum Dias. Like, you had suits like the GPO4. At 600, you have like the Advanced Hazel, and you just got like other really good supports that have been coming out past that. So yeah, really glad to see that the Schuzrum Dias did get something that, at least I think, for 600 has been really helpful. For 650, it's a little bit more questionable. I feel like 550 and 600 are probably going to be the best cost for the Schuzrum Dias, and then once you kind of get to 650 and 700 territory, I think the suit's still going to struggle quite a bit. I don't think it's going to necessarily be some, like, suddenly really good pick. Yeah, especially with 650, with, like, how fast suits are moving now, and you have, like, again, some really good supports, like the Cannon Gan and the RF Gelgook. Both of those are still really good supports to use at that cost, so again, I think it's 650 and very likely 700, because, again, I only used 600 and 650 so far, but I could only assume it's 700. If I struggle to use it at 650, I think 700 is going to be a lot tougher for that suit. So, again, those two costs, not really too sure how I would say it would perform, but I mean, at least at 600 and 550, which I think would be the cost that the suit would appear more at anyway, I do think it is in a much better state than it was in the past. And I really like the new weapons. The beam pistols, I think, are really nice on this. You saw at the beginning of the match how I was really able to do some decent damage to that Delta Gundam once I got it below 50% HP. So even against, like generals and whatnot, it's going to be able to do some really good damage. And the binders as well, really like the binders as well, having the increased power and the reduced heat rates and shorn overheat, just allowing you to use these binders way more, which, really makes a lot of sense for the Schuzrum here, since it is going to be one of your go-to range weapons next to the Clay Bazooka. So really glad that we're able to use this weapon way more when playing. Kind of alternating between this and the bazooka really can make for a devastating range combo. So again, really glad about that, and also just good for trying to lock down stuns as well, since both of these are stunning weapons. But hey, it's going to be the end of the first match here. Before I continue on here, let's see how this first match went. Again, this is the one I really wanted to show off first, because again, this really shows what the Schuzrum Dias can do with the buff, and top in individual and top in damage. Also beat my rival as well. And yeah, first place with 7 kills and 2 loss, and again, you're first in individual and first in damage. So really good stats there for the Schuzrum Dias for this first match here. And yeah, gonna have the second match playing here, but yeah, like I was saying with the Schuzrum Dias, yeah, definitely a massive improvement over how I feel like the suit was in the past. I feel like the suit's almost kind of getting slept on, because I don't see anybody really using it, even at like 550 and 600, which are both costs I've been playing quite a bit, just trying to get some matches with some other suits in. Really hoping that maybe this video will bring attention to the Schuzrum Dias here, maybe more people start trying it out, because again, I think with the buff it's actually like a pretty decent suit now. Not anything like meta shifting. Like, I don't think this would be like a new meta suit or anything. I still think it's, it seems more like it's just like a more decent pick compared to how it was in the past. I think it's just a far more viable pick, and if you're looking for something to just kind of mix things up from your usual support picks, I do think picking the Schuzrum Dias here might be a neat thing to try out. I also want to try the suit out on more closed-in maps, since, with the loadout that the Schuzrum Dias has, it has a pretty similar loadout to the Rick Dias, really just with the exception of having the back binder cannons. So I'd be very curious to see how well this suit performs on, more closed-in maps. Maybe something like City Ruins might be a decent map for this. Something I'd have to try out if the opportunity presents itself. Definitely not Arctic Base. I don't think Arctic Base would be good for this suit since, it's still a slower suit compared to the Rick Dias and just other supports at the cost in general. So, not too sure about Arctic Base. Not too sure about that one, but at least for the open maps, it does seem like it works pretty well. Again, like, you do have to get a bit closer because you have a lot of weapons very similar to the Rick Dias, where, you have the Vulcans and the beam guns that are both really good, so definitely want to try to make use of those as well, but you do have to get a bit closer to use those compared to the binders and the bazooka, so, but yeah, really, again, think this is a pretty good buff for this suit, and I don't really have too much else to say about the Schuzrum here. Again, I just think it's pretty good what they did with it, and yeah, I made 2 matches with this because I knew with how long the list for this adjustment was. I was probably going to be here talking about it for a bit, so I thought I'd go on a bit longer, honestly, but yeah, that's, again, really most of what I have to say here for Schuzrum Dias. Again, the suit, I think, is honestly being slept on at the moment. I hope more people at 550 and 600, start trying this out, start seeing a few more players with it, because, yeah, I think there might be some potential here. So, definitely looking forward to trying this suit on some more maps. Again, really want to see what maps this suit could work the best on. Yeah, these open maps seem good for it, but I really want to push it out here and see what I can get away with. So, not sure if there'll be a follow-up to that. Maybe something I'll do on, live streams and whatnot, kind of experiment with it. But, yeah. Also, really looking forward to trying out some more suits. I'm not sure how many more of these unit adjustment videos I'm going to focus on. I think I have one more I want to do before, moving on to just kind of getting some normal gameplay matches. Again, I do have, I guess I'm going to take this 4-minute mark in the match here to just kind of move on from the unit adjustments and just kind of talk about some other things. But yeah, I really want to try to start getting back into some regular matches after the next unit adjustment video I have planned, since, it's actually been a lot better to get matches compared to what it was before. The first week of the adjustment, I don't know what was up with it, but it's something I talked about in my last adjustment video, where it just felt really hard to get, decent matches, and, now things have kind of calmed down, so maybe it was just a temporary thing with the adjustment, maybe just a lot more people are playing. You had, more maybe skilled players who were trying more different costs and whatnot, not everybody was isolated to one cost trying to test out the banner suit. Because I think the same thing happened last time, where, more people were interested in the unit adjustments than they were the banner for that week, and I don't blame anybody, because the adjustments that we got both the last time and this time have all been pretty decent from what I've tested out, so yeah, don't really blame people for that, but man, it really, again, I don't know if that's the reason, but it just seems like trying to get some decent matches for the first week of this unit adjustment was just such a struggle, and things have finally been getting a lot better, so, I'm very glad to kind of make an update there, make a more positive update on what I said last time, so, that's good at least, but again, not sure if I'm gonna keep doing these unit adjustments. Kind of depends, if I get something good with it, might continue it, so we'll see. We're at the 2-minute mark of the match here, and I guess I'll just take this moment here to, sign off from the video, let the rest of this play off without commentary here, so, yeah, I know I kind of yapped a little at the end of this one, but yeah, that's really all I have for this video here. Comment down below what you think about the buffed Schuzrum Dias. Remember to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. And with that, I will see you all in the next one. Later.
Some serious damage to the enemy. Enemy mobile suit destroyed. An ally has destroyed an enemy mobile suit. Our bomb got defused. This op's got 1 minute to go. Don't give up now. Enemy mobile suit destroyed. Supporting fire incoming. Clear out of the hot zone. Beacon overtaken. Lost an allied unit. Time has run out. Ah, that was so close. We just needed a little more oomph. Here are this battle's rewards.